was like his road king, uncle's road king. But yeah, I grew up in an area where it was more poor, my area, and a lot of my friends couldn't even afford to get a vet for their dogs. So one of them actually put the dead dog in a freezer. That's how bottom barrel, and I understood because I grew up in a poor area, and my dad had his ups and downs with hell. We had to go to Save-A-Lot grocery store. In Nashville City, there was a lot of heavy metal heads that would shave their hair off, halves, long hair, Pantera, Silent Green, King Diamond. It's all on their walls. Jack Daniels in their rooms and guitars, and eventually your music taste progressively changed as you got older. I went over to Guitar Center, and there was John Five there signing a poster, and Johnny gave it to me. He was my first boyfriend, Scorpio male guy, and that's what happens as you get older. Your music progressively changes with wherever you're living. It was going on in the South. They listened to all kinds of heavy metal, but it's also country and other country bunkin', hillbilly music as well. You call it white trash, it's whatever. They're playing, the banjo. And there's Karen Crisis in LA. I was talking to a musician from the 90s. He was telling me he saw her in front of a club back when she was in the magazines wearing all leather, and she was the first to start channeling out Diana and all those demons and shamanistic magic. This is before Kitty and Otep were doing it, and other heavy metal female singers that were getting into the scowling death metal and all that. And that was actually not that long ago. The 90s was not that long ago. I was just talking to a guy in his 40s. He saw her in front of a club, and that was a thing. And Karen Christ is still alive. She's still around with her dreads, whipping her hair all around and channeling out Diana. She's doing the whole system of the magic going on there. You can see it when she's on stage. It's not her, and you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that is what happened. And a lot of my friends, like they were influenced by the music, but it also was the environment. If they grew up in a home with low income, poor, in a junky area, you would turn to heavier music, and you weren't listening to your old Jennifer Knapp CDs anymore. It was just your culture changed, and you moved different places. And a lot of my friends were very from fatherless homes, and that's just how it goes in a poor, more lower income area. That's your environment. A lot of my friends started smoking meth and got all messed up, and I had to go different directions, of course. And I'm not going to be hanging around them because I don't smoke meth. I would look horrible if I was smoking meth. I've seen my friends how they look now if they smoke meth. They look like the life was sucked out of them, and they end up having help with caregivers, and they're only in their 30s. I'm 35. They're all in their 30s. They can't even take care of themselves, never mind be a caregiver. And I had to work on my own body physically and learn to not drink so much or even smoke weed, really, and just learn to have control buttons with drinking a lot of water. I might go to a bar and want another beer, but I drink a soda instead at the bar, and that's how you deal with that kind of going to a bar thing with people, because there's alcoholism everywhere. There's people who are alcoholics in every place, the rich, the poor. All these celebrities commit suicide because they get all upset and get all messed up with depression. Even Katy Perry, she used to play with POD years ago. She got all messed up with depression. And POD, yeah, I remember they would come around to churches, because I went to Calvary Chapel and all that. And you saw us always a POD member. POD was everywhere. You see them at the mall. This is how it was. POD is everywhere. They're hiding in your bushes.